Hey, just a quick tutorial of Google Classroom for either your child or for yourself, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Um, so the first thing that your student will need to do is go to google.com, and then they're going to come over into the top right corner. If they're not signed into the account yet, they'll click sign in. They'll need to enter in their school email address and password for Google. Hi, just a quick tutorial to show you what Google Classroom looks like on the student side. The first thing that your student will need to do is go to google.com, come over to the top corner. They should be signed into their student Google account at school already, but if they're not, they'll just click here and they'll go add another account and sign in, or just click sign in. Once they're signed in, they're going to come up to the 9 squares, and somewhere in this area, they will see a classroom. If they don't, use the little scroll bar to scroll down, and classroom will be under here. If it's way at the bottom, you can actually take and you can move these icons so they could drag it up so it's at the top. So they'll click on classroom, and then a list of all of their current classes will appear. If it's the very first time they're logging into Google Classroom, they're going to need to click continue and then choose that they're a student. And then if they've never logged into the class before, so it's brand new, they'll have to click join. And then once they've joined the class, they're going to come to this portion. This screen, if you're familiar with like Facebook or Instagram, could be considered like the wall. This is where all of the information that your teacher has posted will show up here. This could range from reminders to announcements to assignments, your attendance questions if they're doing attendance that way. If you come up to the next one where it says classwork, this is where you're going to see any assignments that your teacher has actually assigned. So if I look back on stream, this is an announcement, and you'll notice that this quiz is, when I come up to classwork, is not here. So this area on classwork is where you want to look for things that your teacher has assigned you to do. So this one is a question, has a question mark on it. This one here is just material that they've added to the class. And then the thing that looks like a clipboard, that is an assignment. You may or may not have, they're called topics, so little folders on the side, so it's set by lecture notes, assignments. It may just be all one full topic going down. When I use Classroom, I separate my classes just so when I say go to lectures, they can go to all of the lectures and not have to kind of read through everything on the page. So this first one is the question for attendance. Your teacher may have you do an attendance or an activity or something like that, just so they can log attendance every day. So I click on that, and then I come down to do view question as a student. And then this question says, I missed you in class. Tell me 2 things that you did while off during the teacher planning period for digital learning. Over here is where the student will answer the question. So maybe they played video games and they slept. Click turn in. It's going to ask again, are you sure you want to turn this in? Yes. So now if this was something for my teacher to do attendance, I now have submitted this so they know that I am present. To go back, you can either use the back arrow. Otherwise, if you click up here on the programming, it'll take you back to the stream. So now I'm going to come into classwork again. So here is my lecture notes that the teacher has put up. I click on this. Just like before, this just gives me a little bit of information. I'm going to click View Material. So now I would click on this, sign into my Edpuzzle account, and watch the lecture. or if it was a website that your teacher wanted you to play, you would click on that. Going to come back to programming, click on classwork, and then this would be my assignment. So I'm going to click on interactive slides, click view assignment. You can see it says click on the slides template, create the slides, don't forget to turn it in. So I'm going to click on the slide template. It will automatically make the slideshow for me, and then it would put your student's name or your child's name up here. So they would go through and they would add their information to this. To turn it in, I would X out of here, and then I would be able to submit the assignment, because this will go to my teacher here. They don't have to upload that again to their teacher. All I have to do now is click the turn in, and it will go right to my teacher. I'm not sure if teachers will be having you do this, but just kind of showing you some examples that I use when I work with teachers and students in other districts. And then people will just show my teachers, and then anybody else who is in the class if my teachers allow me to see that. And then if I go back to stream, this is a quizzes where it just says, don't forget we have a quiz on Friday. So then this is going to take me to a different link where I do the quizzes review. So it's pretty easy to work around. The biggest thing is you want to make sure that you sign in every day for every class and do your attendance piece, and then keep up with your daily work for your classes. Like I tell my students and teachers, make sure that if you have any questions that you reach out to your teacher. That's what they're there for. This is new for everybody, teachers and tech alike. So feel free to ask, teachers, if you get stuck with a tech side, you can contact Andy up at the school. Otherwise, if it's past hours, feel free to contact me and I'll help walk you through it too.